Hey guys, I have a sledgehammer head right here that I found in my backyard. It was all rusty and the handle was rotted out. I started to clean it up a while back, but I want to finish that up and make a handle for it. Here's a closer look of the hammerhead that I have here. I already ground off most of the rust. As I mentioned, I want to get it a lot cleaner so it's not near finished, and here is a piece of firewood that I am going to make the handle out of. Now the first step for me is just to clean off all that rust and junk that's on the hammerhead, get it as shiny as I can before I start to do anything else. Now the grinder is a lot harder to get flat surfaces than the belt sander, so I'm just going to use the belt sander to try to straighten up some of these edges and smooth out the flat parts on the hammerhead. As you can see, there still is quite a bit of pitting left. I got most of the rust off, but this is good enough for me. I don't want to take off too much weight off of the hammer by grinding it down too far. Now that the hammerhead is all cleaned up, I will start cutting out the shape of my handle. This piece of wood is from a tree in my backyard that I cut down. It's white oak, so it will be really durable. I need to square up the ends real quick. Now I'll need to find the center mark on this piece of wood. Now that I found the center mark, I need to punch a hole with the awl so I can line it up on my lathe. This lathe I created prior to starting a YouTube channel. I am hoping to upgrade this in the future. I really enjoy using a lathe. I made some of my own chisels for carving on the lathe. And you can just see right here are a couple different options I've made. And really had fun, like I said, making these handles and chisels from scratch. I hope to upload some videos of making these chisels, and also I'm in the process of updating my lathe. Right now it doesn't have quite enough power. I really would like to have more capabilities with this. This is actually the longest piece that I've done on this lathe. It can do it, but it bogs down too much, and I really would like to have more power. So I have an old router that I want to power my next lathe, so just stay tuned for a video to come because it's on my to-do list. That extra noise you hear is just blowers that I have attached to the motors. They do tend to get hot if I use the lathe for a long period of time. So I just hook those up to keep the motors cool. And this white oak is really hard. It does take extra power from my lathe. I'm now flipping around the handle. I will be marking the socket that I will be milling down to go inside the hammer. But I really enjoy just being able to watch this wood form as you shape it, and to see the end result. It's so much fun being able to use a lathe. This is one of my favorite parts. You get to sand down your wood and see what kind of job you did. Whether you have some dents or scratches in it that you still need to chisel out. I'll find a couple, but overall it just really makes the wood so smooth and beautiful to hold in your hand. The hole on the hammerhead isn't round, it's more ovular, so I will use the sander to try to get that oval shape, sand down the bulk of the wood, and see if I can get it to fit into the hammerhead smoothly. One quick tip, it's kind of opposite of what you would think, but if you hammer on the bottom of the handle, it's really the best way to get the hammerhead to go up onto the handle and get on there really snug. The hammer fits the handle really well, so the next step would be to cut a wedge to hammer into the handle so that the hammerhead will not slide off. Now I need to cut a slit into the handle in order to fit the wedge in. Here's the slit that I cut. You only want to cut this maybe halfway or a little over halfway down the hammerhead, and this will fit the wedge right in there. The wedge is a little wide, so I'm just going to take a wood chisel and split it down roughly around the right size. I'm adding a little bit of wood glue here. It should be tight enough when I hammer in the wedge it won't come back out, but this will just ensure that even if it ever loosens up, it won't slide out and the hammerhead won't be able to fall off. There's a few small gaps still left over, so I'm just taking a couple of pieces of small wedges and just tapping them in there to fill up any holes that might still be there. Now before I start sanding it all flush, I'm just going to take the saw and cut off any wedges that might be hanging out. Here's the finished hammer. I really like how this handle came out. It fits well in my hand, feels good, and the hammer head fits the handle nicely, doesn't slop around at all. So now I'm going to go on to finishing the handle. I'm going to be finishing this handle today with some boiled linseed oil. It's really good for hand tools. It's rugged, it holds up. If you use like a varnish or shellac on hand tools, lots of times they'll just chip away. It doesn't hold up very well. But this oil soaks into the wood and protects it. It keeps water off of it. And if it ever dries out or starts looking old, you just add another coat of this oil and it really gives the wood a natural look, and it just feels good in your hands. So that'll be wrapping up my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. It was a lot of fun and something I've been wanting to do for a while, so I'm super happy with how it turned out. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe if you want to be the first to find out when new videos are uploaded. Also, if you have any suggestions for future content, please just leave that in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys want to watch. And if you guys enjoy this video, just hit the like button down below and also share with your friends. That will help me continue to upload videos. And a big thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.